CPA firm located in Houston. We have one office, and I am an audit partner, and I also run our marketing. We redid our website, like refreshed it, added new photos of all of our people, and we also did a video that showcased several of the people in our firm. And I think it was important because we hadn't done a refresh or taken photos of all of our people at work and engaged with each other since before the pandemic. And so this was a chance for us to showcase all the great people that have come and worked with us since the pandemic started and since we had all those photos. So it was a chance to highlight and share who we are now, and for those people to feel like integrated and part of the culture of the firm.
I'm Becca Johns. I'm the Director of Practice Growth for Ray & Associates. We're based primarily in Ohio. I've been with my firm for 100 years. I've been in accounting marketing the same amount of time, a member. We are working on a rebrand right now, which includes a little bit of a firm name change. And the piece that I'm most excited about with the rebrand is we're looking at our market position. So moving away from identifying as a CPA firm and more into the space of an advisory firm. So we'll be changing our domain. And then also just how we're talking about ourselves and the services that we offer. When you look at our staff composition, the percentage of CPAs that we have compared to what we had 10 years ago is drastically different. When you look at a lot of the recent acquisitions that we've done, they're not traditional CPA firm services. So since we're doing the rebrand, we thought this was a great opportunity and a good time to, rip off the Band-Aid and kind of change who we are completely. The brand will truly represent who we are as a firm, and we don't feel like we are as much of a CPA firm anymore as we used to be, and I think that's the direction that we're going to see a lot of the profession going.
So my name is Chloe Andrade, and I'm the marketing coordinator at Weinstein Spira, and we are located in Houston, Texas. Last year we actually worked with you guys, Resound, to basically redesign our website, implement something new. Our old website was very old school and not caught up with the 21st century, in my opinion. It was really hard for people to navigate and just not pleasant to look at, didn't align with our brand. So working with you guys over the past year, and it was also my first full year with the firm. It was really, really great. And since our website has launched with you guys, we've gotten so much positive feedback. Everyone at our firm loves it. They share it. They talk about all the time how it's super easy to navigate, super easy to go to our blogs and search for a blog that they're looking for. And we love our team page. Everyone's headshots look super fresh and great and new. And even just this month, I've had managers emailing me, telling me, can you update this on my bio? When before, I don't think they even cared about their bio on the website because they weren't even visiting it. And so now, our team is proud of it. We have a lot of positive feedback from clients. When we go to networking events, we share our website with them, and they love the way it looks. So I think that it was a great investment for us to do that with you guys, and you guys did a great job. And I think it was a great first major project for me to work on as well. And it's definitely nice to hear all the positive feedback. I don't think you realize how much of an impact a good website truly makes for your firm and for your brand.
I'm Jack Holmansberger. I'm the Chief Growth Officer at Herbine & Company. We're trying to move away from realization as a metric because it is so easily manipulated, and we're getting more to just an earn rate number. So we're looking at total dollars in, total hours, and coming up with a number. And it's interesting because there are practice areas that you would think would be lower than others. Right off the bat, our 1040s are higher than some of our other practice areas. And everybody always complains about 1040s. So for us, it's just a question of trying to hone in on the right number for each of practice areas and service lines.
Hi, everyone. My name is Katie Cahotis, and I am a senior marketer manager with Armanino, and I deal with our private business group with tax and our entertainment groups, our high net worth and billionaires at the firm. So one of the projects that we've got at Armanino is actually year-end planning for tax professionals. Well, it's not for tax professionals, but our tax group puts out a whole guide, and it's 30 plus pages. we really optimized the strategy last year and like what was important, what heat map, like where were people actually spending their time. We designed it, we made it user friendly, super excited about it, and now every year it gets better and better. But we spent the time last year to really make it good, and so this year should, in theory, be an easy lift. We usually update it right during busy season, so we're trying to make it as easy as possible, but it's really successful. Probably our biggest email and social campaign metrics all year.
Krista McLaughlin. I am the marketing manager for Wisman, Giordano and Associates, an accounting firm in Newark, Delaware. In 2023, it was our firm's 50th anniversary. And instead of throwing ourselves a big party, we decided the best way to say thank you to the community for 50 years of trust and opportunity to serve them was to do 50 acts of kindness in the community. Now, our firm, we didn't have to do it as a group. We supported anybody's individual action. It could be, we have some remote employees. It could have been where they were working a cause near and dear to their heart, or we did some things as a firm, and we actually crushed it, if I may say. We did 65 instead of just 50. Thank you. And then consequently, and we've always given back to the community. We've worked with a lot of nonprofit organizations. We've supported them throughout the years. And so actually tomorrow, which I know this is not going in real time, but we are receiving an award from the Better Business Bureau of Delaware called the Torch Award for Community Impact. Torch Award for Community Impact, got it. And that is for businesses that actively give back to their community. So we're pretty excited about it. It means a lot to us because our tagline is building extraordinary relationships. And if all things being equal, why do you come with our firm? It's for the relationships. Working with your accountant shouldn't be painful.
So I'm Josh Woods. I'm the Senior Growth Manager at Lane Gorman Trubitt. We're based out of Dallas, Texas. We have 2 offices, one in Dallas and in Houston. We're really trying hard to kind of grow the Houston office now. And it's just, it's a great firm, and I just love being there. I've been there about 10 years now. I would say we've had a lot of good projects, but one that comes to mind is from an internal standpoint. We had a intranet that was old. I mean, probably more than 20 years old. And it was one of my thoughts that we really needed to bring this into the new age and allow it to give an extra tool or another resource for internal communication and, a place for them to have those resources available to them. Easy and, where they can do it on their computer, where they can do it on their mobile device, things like that. We just never really had that. And it was really tough because a lot of the day-to-day, or I shouldn't say day-to-day, but every week, I'd have to, upload something or fix something on the website. And if you didn't really know the Dreamweaver and, the coding, it was going to be really tough. And I wanted to empower our departments to really have their own pages and give them the ability to update, change, things like that, and not have to rely on marketing to kind of do that for them. So this past year, I grabbed a group of people. We sat down, we discussed what do we want to see in our internet, where do we want it to go, and from the leadership standpoint, I went to them and said, listen, I can bring you a solution that's not going to cost you anything. We have Microsoft Office or Microsoft 365. It comes with SharePoint. Let's use that. It integrates with everybody. It integrates with their computers. Everybody can download something on their phone. And they're like, okay, well, show me what that looks like. It's that type of mentality for them. Show me, and then I'll understand. So I sat down, just kind of went through with several people and just built out this new intranet, and just introduced it actually at the beginning of this year. We launched it, and everybody, it got some really good praise. I think people are enjoying it, and people are starting to use it.
Absolutely. I'm Meg Havener. I'm the marketing manager at McGuire Sponsel.
I'm Taylor Partizana, and I'm a digital marketing specialist, also at McGuire Sponsel.
I would say from our team's perspective, I'm really focused on capacity, our workload. We have a ton of initiatives, which is a really fun challenge. And as our team has grown and scaled along the organization, making sure that we have insight into where our team is spending time and being able to take that back to our shareholders and other invested parties and say, hey, here's where we're spending the most time. How does this align with where you want to go? How can we shift? How can we be better? What about you, Tay?
I'd probably say, especially on the digital side, focusing on analytics and what we're doing and how all of our platforms come together to kind of tell that full story of what we're doing and the success. I think sometimes we kind of fall into that trap of doing things just to do things. So really looking at what works and trying to decide, is this worth doing next year? Like, was there actual success from this?
My name is Danny Estrada, and I am the partner and chief growth officer at Rare Karma. You know, what's really interesting is there's been this concept around how to leverage marketing as a data-driven organization. In other words, how do we connect all the dots? And so a lot of these platforms continue to evolve and become more robust. You know, whether you're with Microsoft or HubSpot or Salesforce, it doesn't really matter if you don't have the right plan and the right data to execute. It's kind of almost like the AI discussion, right? AI models, but it models based on the data that it sees. Marketers don't even get the modeling, right? They're having to pick and choose and guess. And what we're finding out is the more sources of data and the better triangulated that data is, whether it's industry, whether it's relationships, whether it's time and billing data, the more of that you have, the more of a real weapon your marketing team is.
I am Christine Cruz. I am a marketing manager at Summit Virtual CFO by Anders. We recently merged with Anders CPAs and Advisors, and I focus a lot on working with our virtual CFO department and making sure that we do and get the leads for that service line. I think the one most important thing is getting down and documenting all our systems and processes and standardizing them. I am the systems champion in our team, and I've documented everything. I created a lot of our systems in our project management tool, and I've made that to a point where everything is like really efficient for everyone who's using it within the team. So because of that, drilling that down and making that for one of our niche industry, we were able to expand and scale to different industries because we already have that process in place. So that helped us like grow what we're doing and how we're doing it, because we already have it, we already know what to do, and it was just the matter of like adjusting on whether or not who the target audience is and what their needs are. Do we need a podcast for this industry or a webinar for this? And every single system or process is already in place. Whoever is assigned, like a team member who reports directly to me, works on the podcast and the webinars. So she knows from, start the ideation to like actually implementation and getting the webinar done or the podcast published. It's all documented, it's all in one process, and she knows what to do next. It's as easy as clicking a button.
My background's a little different than probably a lot of folks that are here. I spent more than 25 years as a practitioner in professional services and built and led a cyber practice for our firm, and then transitioned into leading the advisory practice, pretty much everything other than audit and tax. And then most recently, our CEO has asked me to build out a sales function. So I have just moved into the Chief Growth Officer role for LBMC. So LBMC is a top 40 firm based in Nashville. I alluded to the fact that I'm in the process of kind of building out a sales function, and that's one of the things we've been doing that for several months now. That we had a CEO transition, and as a part of that, our new CEO looked out and said, I really want us to be even more intentional about growing. And so he had approached me. I had managed salespeople in my role as the cyber leader, and we had really successful salespeople in that part of our organization. And so he came to me and said, would you be willing to kind of quarterback the initiative to expand the sales function up at the firm level? And so it really started with we needed to find people to do it. So I've spent last summer hiring some growth directors to focus on new logos, so that would be hunters, and then creating and hiring a role for account managers who are focused on cultivating our existing clients. So they have an assigned set of accounts that are some of our highest value accounts, and their job is to make sure that we're loving on those clients and looking for opportunities to continue to sell more services at those clients, cross-sell, upsell, those types of things.
The farmers?
Yes, the farmers, exactly. And then, and so then the next piece was we needed a written methodology. So, the thing about it is I've hired people they're effective at selling, but selling in a professional services world is a little bit different. And so we wanted them to have a playbook. And so working with some of our most seasoned salespeople, the people in the cyber practice, and starting to document a methodology. What does it look like? How do you, how can you be most effective? What tools do you need? What are the key techniques that work the best? Spending a lot of time on that and making sure that they've got all of the tools, direction, and support to be successful. So that's what we've been doing over the past year, is laying the groundwork for this, and now we're starting to see the fruits of the project come into fruition, because all of our sales folks are out there, and they've all at this point now had pretty successful several wins that can be celebrated, and so we're starting to see some momentum building. What I see is that generally with a salesperson, it takes them a little while because our business is so relational. They've got to establish credibility, and it takes multiple touches. But then once they get that first win, it's almost like the snowball starts rolling downhill, and they get momentum, they get their sea legs under them, they get some confidence, and they go, okay, I can do this. And then you really start to see it take off, and you get a lot of momentum.
I am the Marketing Communications Manager at Elliott Davis. We are a Southeast-based firm, so we are in 8 cities across the Southeast, and in my role, I am managing all things content for us, so social, thought leadership, all aspects of communications, really. Everything there kind of falls under my wheelhouse. We really kind of start with the data, and so we actually just redid our website and built in all of these integrations on all of our pages on the back end, and specifically for thought leadership. Each of our thought leadership articles now has a contact us form that we have at the bottom that's connected through HubSpot, and so now we can actually say, okay, X number of leads came through this specific thought leadership article. So we're trying to be in a position where we can directly tie our content to leads and ultimately revenue. So we definitely start there. Also, obviously, social metrics, click-through rates, all of that, just showing our folks how important it is to kind of be visible on these platforms. And then really just showing folks that what we put out on social really, there's the quantitative part, but there's also the qualitative part of just folks being excited about sharing their accomplishments or sharing the accomplishments of the firm or seeing their colleagues be celebrated. A lot of what I like to do is really elevate our people on social. And so really people just kind of seeing the work that we're doing in these social spaces where they are and getting excited about that helps us kind of prove that what we're doing is valuable.
I'm Neil Barrow. Spent 10 years in public accounting running business development, and now I'm on my own helping firms build their business development function. A lot of these conversations are centered around how business development and marketing can align together. I'm thinking about how do we take this data at the firm level, client data, opportunity management, referral sources, how are we tracking just that information? And then how are we bringing it to our partners to enable them to do their business development, right? And I think we all want, as firm leadership, our partners to participate in revenue generation. And I think the missing piece is realigning business development from origination at smaller firms to enablement. How do we enable our partners to do what they need to do?